Sheriff's Office is hoping a new policy regarding fentanyl can save lives. What Sheriff Salazar is saying about the plan for us, a desperate plea from a mother who lost a child to the drug. A neighborhood in Live Oak tells KSAT a busted water pipe wasn't fixed for a fifth straight day. What SAWS is saying is they try to handle a historic number of breaks this summer. And up next, a shooting near a Home Depot on San Antonio's west side leaves one man dead, another San Antonio police officer hurt. Why the police chief says it keeps happening. And TransGuide right now. Let's see how things are looking out there on your Thursday morning commutes as we head to break right here on GMSA. Things look great, 37 and Pecan Valley, I can tell you that. We'll be back.
But we have one officer down. We have the suspect who was shot by an officer and is deceased.
Right now, GMSA, a shooting near a Home Depot on San Antonio's west side leaves one man dead, another San Antonio police officer hurt. That's two officers shot the same day. Why the police chief says this keeps happening. Plus,
I'm ABC's Em Nguyen in St. Petersburg, Florida, where this area was flooded yesterday after Hurricane Idalia moved through the area. The latest in the aftermath here, Georgia and the Carolinas coming up.
Rise and shine. It's Thursday, almost Friday, and we're in the 70s for now, so that's a nice start to your day.
Live from KSAT 12. Good morning, San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning to you. It is 6 o'clock on your Thursday, August 31st.
Thanks for joining us. We hope you had a good week so far. And yes, we are at Friday Eve. We're almost there, and at the end of August as well.
Let's move on to September. We've got to get through today first. Justin is in for Mike. Good morning.
Good morning to you guys. Yes, we are wrapping up August and hopefully saying goodbye to some of these extreme temperatures. Yeah. We know we set all sorts of records this summer. We'll talk about those records coming up. We're still going to be looking at some heat going into September, but we know that by the end of September, things start to change a little bit. Take a look at this. This is the super moon. It was beautiful last night, so big and bright. The blue moon as well, so a fairly rare event. This is from Woodlawn Park, shot by Abraham Castillo. We appreciate the picture. We got a lot of good ones. You can check them out on our website, ksat.com. Here's the weather where you live this morning. Temperature is 78 degrees here in San Antonio. New Braunfels 74. Bernie and Kerrville in the 60s this morning, just like yesterday. We'll see temperatures fall a little bit more here in San Antonio before it's all said and done, but it won't be as cool as it was yesterday, despite the fact we still have a lot of dry air in place. 8 a.m. 77. By noontime, 94, and we make our way up to around 102 today. So another scorcher, mostly sunny. We're going to end August just the way we started it, with lots of triple digits. So what changes in the extended forecast? We'll look at that. Plus, we'll talk about the climatology of when we could see our first good cold front. More on that in just a bit. We'll get over to Steven now, though, and see how that morning commute is shaping up. Good morning, sir.
It's shaping up pretty nicely over here, Justin. As you can get a look around 90 at Nogalitos. Usually, we tend to see a lot of traffic around that area, but thankfully, this early in the morning, we're not seeing a whole lot. Just some pretty quiet roadways. There's 37 at Southton Road and 1604 at Pat Booker. A lot of these TransGuide cameras, the only difference that we've really seen is that maybe the roads are getting a bit more crowded. You saw that shot at I-10 at the Y, but a lot more quiet over here at I-10 at Medical. So if your travels take you out this early in the morning, you are in luck. Go grab that cup of coffee, maybe that pumpkin spice latte to get into the September spirit. As we get a look here, right now the map is still pretty green. I've not seen a lot of congestion, in fact, any at all. We did have some overnight construction that slowed a few folks down, but that has since cleared out. And if you are traveling into San Antonio, you are in luck. Right now, 37 northbound, it's still pretty pleasant from Pleasanton with 27 minutes. US 90 eastbound, don't be too concerned there. It's not in the red just yet. We'll get that updated, but you can expect about a 28-minute drive time. And the arrival from Lytle, that is, should take about 16 minutes to get here into the Alamo City. But 410 at Babcock, traffic is moving and we are not seeing any issues, so we're starting this morning off right. I'll get a closer look and find out what else we can expect this week, and I'll have that update coming up a little bit later on. Mark.
Thank you, Stephen. San Antonio's police chief still says he has a lot of questions about a violent clash that left a man shot to death and an officer injured.
That shooting late last night was the second of the day by police and the second time an officer ended up in the hospital.
Katrina Weber live near Southwest Loop 410, not far from Highway 151. Are things back to normal there now, Katrina?
Yeah, it appears so. It looks like just another early morning at this Home Depot, but in this parking lot late last night, there was a completely different scene. Officers swarmed to this area and took over the parking lot after that shooting, which happened here before 10 last night. According to Chief William McManus, detectives had been following a car that was stolen and had been linked to some recent car burglaries. He says they tracked it here all the way from I-10 and Woodstone, but once they reached this area in the 600 block of Southwest Loop 410 and tried to stop the car, things took a violent turn. He says the driver of the car, who was armed, suddenly jumped out and started to run.
We don't know what happened from that point, but we have one officer down. We have the suspect who was shot by an officer and is deceased.
McManus says a second man who was in the car was taken into custody. The officer who was injured was rushed to a hospital, but the chief did not offer any details on his injuries. He did tell us that officer was undergoing surgery. Now, he says both the man who was killed and the other person who was in the car had criminal histories, but he says somehow they were back out on the streets. Now, the chief says that this is something he sees all the time, and in some cases even violent criminals avoiding jail time. He says this is an example of what can happen, though, as a result of that. Reporting live on the west side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. Just hours before this, a previous shooting left a man dead and another San Antonio police officer injured. This incident sparked an hours-long closure of I-10 at South New Braunfels on the southeast side. The Bexar County District Attorney tells us police were trying to arrest a man named Michael Kirkland. Multiple sources have told KSAT that this is him. This is the only Michael Kirkland that's in the Bexar County system. We've asked the DA's office and San Antonio Police to confirm if the man you see on your screen is the suspect, but we haven't heard back yet. SAPD does tell us its street crimes unit was looking for a suspect with a, quote, violent history, wanted on multiple felony warrants. Earlier yesterday, officers found that person driving on 10 near South New Braunfels exit. Police say that's when the man saw officers and crashed into an SAPD patrol car. Moments later, the suspect got out of the vehicle and opened fire on officers, hitting one of them while attempting to carjack another driver. A police officer then returned fire, hitting and killing the suspect.
Also new this morning, a woman is dead after being hit by a car on the city's west side. San Antonio police say it happened around 2:30 this morning. That was near Culebra Road and Rita Avenue. Police tell us that a man was on his way home from work when he hit that woman who was walking in the street. We're told that the woman was in her 20s and that she died at the scene.
A man's in the hospital this morning after being stabbed. San Antonio police say this just happened before 1 o'clock this morning near Escobar Park on the city's west side. The victim told police the stabbing happened under a bridge next to the park and that he was stabbed in the back. Police detained 5 people for questioning and are still investigating. 80 morning headlines. Tropical storm Idalia hammering Georgia and the Carolinas after wreaking havoc on the Gulf Coast of Florida.
Authorities have confirmed the storm turned deadly in Georgia when a tree fell on a man trying to clear the road.
ABC's M. Nguyen has the latest from Tampa.
Overnight, Hurricane Idalia barreling inland through Georgia and the Carolinas after tearing past Florida's Big Bend. The storm surge inundating Charleston, the city's historic downtown, underwater. An apparent tornado caught on camera tossing this car into the air.
That car's flying!
Slamming it into another. The storm taking off the roof of this veterinary hospital in North Carolina. In Georgia, downed trees and more than 160,000 power outages reported in the state last night. But the fast-moving storm left behind more devastation in Florida.
The top of the roof just caved, slapped in on me and my 3 kids and my grandson. My daughter is pregnant. She's 5 months pregnant, but I was able to pull her out of it.
In Perry, 125-mile-per-hour winds knocking down this gas station. The powerful winds slicing through trees and stop signs. This home in Horseshoe Beach breaking apart and gone within minutes. In Crystal River, rescue crews using airboats to bring families and pets to safety. President Biden pledging federal support to the entire region.
I'm ready to mobilize that support of what they need. I don't think anybody can deny the impact of the climate crisis anymore. Just look around.
The marina here in St. Petersburg was flooded yesterday. You can still see scattered debris across the area. Meanwhile, Idalia continues to hug the east coast as a tropical storm before it's expected to move out to sea this afternoon. Em Nguyen, ABC News, St. Petersburg.
New overnight in South Africa, at least 73 people have died after a fire ripped through a multi-story building in Johannesburg that had been overtaken by homeless people. Authorities said many others were injured in the blaze, which broke out in the pre-dawn hours earlier today. An emergency management services spokesman says there might still be people trapped in that building. Authorities said the fire had largely been extinguished, but smoke was still seen seeping out of windows of the blackened building this morning in South Africa.
And before we go to break, new concerns about safety when it comes to baby formula and how it's produced. After a major shortage last year, the FDA has sent warning letters to 3 of the top infant formula makers over quality concerns. Bacteria is a major issue after it shut down an Abbott plant in Michigan last year. FDA inspectors found, quote, egregiously unsanitary conditions before the company addressed the concerns.
Bacteria growing from multiple sites and many signs of a disappointing lack of attention to the culture of safety in this product that is so essential to the lives of our most precious people.
As it turns out, Abbott wasn't the only company with bacteria issues. Reckitt Mead Johnson investigators described multiple water leaks and standing piles of spilled formula in the letter to Perrigo. The FDA said bacteria was found in finished formula. But there is good news. The FDA says products currently on the market are safe, thanks to previous recalls, which the FDA says were effective.
10 minutes past the hour, 77 degrees.
Still to come, Apple is looking into 3D printing for some of its most popular items, how it works, and when customers can expect changes. That's before 6:30.
Hundreds of bills become state law tomorrow. After the break, we're breaking down one that's focusing on kids attending drag shows.
It's Friday Eve here. We'll take it, 77 degrees. And yes, we expect things to heat up, but we're going to check in with Justin to see what we can expect over the Labor Day holiday. We'll be right back.
Approaching 6:15. Welcome back. Looking ahead, many legislative bills officially become state law here in Texas tomorrow.
And one of them aims at helping girls and women having a, quote, fair chance in their sport. Senate Bill 15 is also known as the Save Women's Sports Act, and it will prohibit transgender athletes from participating in sports with competitors opposite of their biological gender, regardless of their sexual identity.
Women's sports, women's records, women's teams, women's locker rooms, all are jeopardized when biological men are allowed to compete for those titles, for those teams.
You can read more about the bill and others going into effect by heading over to our website at ksat.com.
Meanwhile, Senate Bill 12 will restrict kids in Texas from attending drag shows and other sexually oriented performances. Doing so will result in a $10,000 fine for the person who owns the venue or business where those performances take place.
And coming up in the next half hour, we're going to look into the Crown Act and what it means for Texas students.
It is now 6:15. Let's check on the morning commute with Steven.
Things have been holding steady over here, guys. Thankfully, as we get a look around town, we're just seeing a little bit more of that traffic build up. 90 at Military, pretty quiet start. If you have to head into town this early in the morning, I would say now is the time to do it. I-10 at the Y, you can see traffic slowing just a bit down there. Folks are slowing down as they approach that curve. Good news, though, again, not spotting any issues. These TransGuide cameras just spot a little bit more traffic. Our map has been pretty quiet for the most part of the morning, but we take a look at some of the road work that's taking place later. As mentioned earlier, here along 151 on the west side of San Antonio, we have that road work that will continue all the way up into the end of the work week and the start of a new month. Begins at 9 in the morning and should finish at 4 in the afternoon. We'll see that single lane closure on the southbound frontage road at West Military Drive, but scans QR code. All that information that's on your screen will be at your fingertips. That takes you directly to our KSAT traffic page. I have a full list of all the closures on the website that I updated this morning. Was out the last few days working on an assignment, so just catching up with some of the road closures that are in place. We know Broadway is actually going to see a pretty big closure up until the end of the year due to some of the construction out there. So we have that on our website as well.
Yeah, it's still a big mess over there on Broadway.
Yeah,
I was on it the other day. Part of it's been repaved, but other parts of it basically a trench.
Yeah, I hate to say it, pack your patience.
Yeah, growing pains.
Yesterday I got out and mowed the yard. It didn't take me that long.
What does mowed the yard mean at this point?
There's not much yard to mow. There was like a couple patches of green grass that I took care of.
Pull the grass out.
It took like 10 minutes. It wasn't bad. It was that's just the situation we're in. We need some rain still desperately. There is not much in the forecast. And this heat this summer, it's done a number on all of the vegetation, the grass, the trees. This drought, it's all just compounded. And you look at the numbers here, this is going to go down as the hottest summer on record, which is pretty incredible. Basically every day this summer, it feels like almost every day this summer, we were above average. So the red color here represents days in which we were above average. We had a couple days where we were at average. To start June, we started a little bit below average. If you remember, we had some rainfall, but then it just turned on us, and we've been dealing with the heat ever since. August, just a terrible month when it comes to the triple digits. We are averaging well above 100 for a high temperature. So when will we get our average first front? Let's talk about it. Now look, this is not an exact science, okay? We're looking at when we get our first 10-degree temperature drop with high temperatures, more or less. And last year it took until October 16th for that to happen. 2019, October 11th. 2016 and 2017, it was late September. Same story in 2018 and 2021. And in 2020, we got our first front in early September. So you average all this out, and bottom line, average is late September when we get our first kind of decent front around here. So that's what we have to look forward to as we head into September. Hopefully that does occur within the month. It will get cooler. It will. We just probably have a few more weeks of some of this heat in the 90s and potentially triple digits. 78 degrees in San Antonio right now, 74 in New Braunfels, 73 Seguin, 60s in Bernie and Kerrville. So a nice morning, not as cool as yesterday morning, but still nice nonetheless. We got low humidity still. We are going to have another air quality alert day with ozone levels a little bit elevated. So if you're sensitive to that kind of thing, heads up. Today is another one of those days. The KSAT 12-hour forecast, 83 at 9 a.m. Noontime, 94, and we make it up to around 102 today with mostly sunny skies and an east-northeasterly wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Very quickly, let's check in on Adalia, and she is moving off the east coast of North Carolina here. Still bringing some heavy rain around Virginia Beach and over towards Raleigh, but weakening. 60-mile-per-hour winds, gusts to 70, and this is moving out over the open Atlantic and should continue to weaken as it does. May make a run for Bermuda. And I do want to mention that it has been very busy in the Gulf of Mexico over the last 6 years. We showed you here all the major hurricanes that have made landfall since 2017, of course, starting with Harvey, but many of them more than you would expect. And I think a lot of that has to do with the really warm waters we've been seeing in the Gulf of Mexico. But it's been busy, very busy. Florida has been especially hit hard, but we know here in Texas with Harvey, and then Louisiana with Laura and Zeta and Ida. It's just been a busy 6 years, no doubt about it. We add Adalia to the list this year. There's the extended forecast, a lot of triple digits. Labor Day weekend is going to be hot. If you do have plans to be outside, you know the drill. Stay cool, take water with you, and don't overheat.
We will, but we're happy. It's September. Things will change.
It is. I'm reminded of Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Aw, yeah. Great song.
It's a throwback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. 620 right now, 77 degrees.
And just ahead, we are hearing from the family of New York City's first shark attack victim since the 1950s. In an exclusive interview, this preview is next in your GMA First Look.
Kayaking is my thing.
Running is awesome.
But her moderate to severe eczema would make her skin so uncomfortable.
I was always so itchy, especially when I was hot.
Now my skin doesn't itch as much.
Now we're staying ahead of her eczema.
There's a power inside all of us to live our passion, and Dupixent works on the inside to help heal your skin from within. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema, so they can have clearer skin and less itch. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor.
Healing from within is a wonderful thing.
Ask your child's eczema specialist how Dupixent can help heal their skin from within.
In this morning's GMA First Look, an exclusive interview with the family of a survivor of New York City's first shark attack since the 1950s.
I think the fact that she's alive is a miracle.
Tatiana Kolteniuk's daughter Dasha and son-in-law Greg says she was enjoying her new retirement, most days swimming in the waters of Rockaway Beach.
Walk me through what your mother has told you happened that day.
She was in the water, as she normally was, towards the end of the day, and she felt something bump into her hard. And then she saw the shark on its belly up look at her, and then the shark attacked, and she remembers a cloud of blood in the water.
We'll have much more of our interview coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Trevor Ault, ABC News, New York.
In your morning consumer headlines, a price hike for Sony PlayStation users. Sony says PlayStation Plus annual subscriptions will increase $20 for its lowest tier and a whopping $40 for its highest. Sony says the hike will allow the company to offer better games. A new game lineup will debut over the next month.
Google is apparently poised to unveil the next generation of its Pixel phones. The Pixel 8 and 8 Pro are expected to debut at an October 4th event in New York. The new devices are rumored to have an updated ultra-wide camera, new AI-powered features, and a contactless thermometer.
And Apple reportedly testing the use of a 3D printing process to make part of its stainless steel Apple Watch. Bloomberg says the new approach will use less material, be more eco-friendly than current methods. The process has reportedly been underway for 3 years.
Time now 6:25 and 77 degrees for now.
Still ahead at 6:30, new laws on the books tomorrow in Texas, and one covers discrimination against hair in schools, what the Crown Act is and what it means for students. Plus,
if we understood it more, we would have a healthier respect for what this drug can do.
Bexar County Sheriff's Office is hoping a new policy about fentanyl can save lives. What Sheriff Salazar is saying about the plan, plus a desperate plea from a mother who lost a child to the drug.
If you commit a violent crime, you should be in jail. If you are a habitual offender, you need to be in jail. It's a danger to our community when that doesn't happen.
Right now on GMSA, yet another shooting in San Antonio ends with a police officer hurt and the suspect dead. 2 in one day. Why our police chief says this keeps happening.
Plus, people from a neighborhood in Live Oak telling KSAT that a busted water pipe wasn't fixed for the 5th straight day. What SAWS is saying as they try to handle a historic number of breaks this summer.
This time tomorrow, we'll be in a new month and hopefully turn the page on these searing summer temperatures. But today, starting out with 77 degrees out at San Antonio International Airport.
Hi, good morning. It's 6:30 and it is August 31st. Goodbye, August, after today.
See
Goodbye.
ya. We can't wait to move on. September should see some changes. Justin is in for Mike and he joins us live here in the studio. Good morning to you. Happy end of the month, Justin.
Thank you. Right back at you. Yes, September we start to see those averages come down. So there is some hope there for some cooler temperatures ahead. August was a rough month. Temperatures this morning not falling down as much as we like, considering we have the low humidity out there, but still not a bad morning. It's 74 in New Braunfels, 73 in Seguin, 78 here in San Antonio. And yes, 60s are back. Bernie and Kerrville looking at upper 60s at this hour. Here's a look at the forecast highs across the state. 102 here in San Antonio, 103 Austin, 106 in Laredo. You can see where all the heat is, but it's still a hot day in general across the entire state of Texas. And that's going to be the case through the weekend. Sorry to say, the heat is not going anywhere anytime soon. We do have football, though, tonight. Thursday night football. If you're heading out to some of the games, kickoff 98 degrees. Sunset will be around 7:57, halftime 93. So it's still really toasty for those football games. If that's in your plans tonight, make sure you take plenty of water with you. If you're heading out the door to go to school or work, let's check in on the traffic now. Steven's got the latest there, and how are things looking, my friend?
Getting busy. Actually, the school bus just passed by at I-10 at the Y, Justin, so we missed it, but hopefully those kids made it to school on time. Let me walk with the camera here. I-10 at West Avenue. Traffic's picking up here now that we have entered 6:30, so we're expected to see a lot more folks out there. We actually had a pretty quiet start over here in the traffic lab as I was monitoring things. A lot of the roads seemed pretty quiet, but perfect example there at 35 southbound upper and lower level levels near Maine. We have a lot more folks that have woken up and already had gotten an early start to their day, I should say. But of course, slowdowns are starting to pop up here. This one is along US 90 eastbound just before Loop 1604. If you are traveling in from Castroville, you may see this just a little bit after State Highway 211. Traffic moving at just 32 miles per hour. So again, we can expect a lot more of those orange and red colors to creep in on this nice and green map, but that's always expected. I'll keep a close eye on things throughout the morning, but here's one last look around town. 281 at St. Mary's, slow moving traffic there, but no issues to report as of yet. I'll have another update for you coming up a little bit later on. Mark.
Even we expect to learn more today about a violent incident last night that left a man dead and a San Antonio police officer in the hospital.
Chief William McManus so far has released very limited information on what was the second shooting of the day by police. Our Katrina Weber is live where it all happened outside a Home Depot near Southwest Loop 410 and Highway 151. And Katrina, what do we know about the man who was shot and killed?
Well, Chief McManus says both that man and a passenger who was in his car in their 20s. He also says that both of them have criminal histories, multiple arrests, but somehow they were back out on the streets. It was in the parking lot, though, where police shot and killed that man and where an officer also somehow was hurt. After that happened before 10 last night, fellow officers flooded into the area. Chief McManus spoke to reporters but was not able to share a lot of information. He says this had started with investigators following a stolen car that also was linked to some recent car burglaries. McManus says they first started tracking that car out near I-10 in Woodstone, but he says when they tried to stop it here near Southwest Loop 410, things took a violent turn.
The individual who was driving the vehicle, who happened to be armed at the time, jumped out of the vehicle and ran. We don't know what happened from that point.
We do know, though, it ended with that driver being shot dead and one officer being hurt. Now, at that time, McManus was only able to tell us that the officer was undergoing surgery, but we expect that we will find out more about his situation today. Now, in the meantime, the chief says he's frustrated. He says in both of the shootings that happened yesterday, there were people involved who, again, suspects involved who had been arrested before and were allowed back out on the streets. He says he's seeing this kind of situation more and more recently, and he says that these shootings are just an example of how dangerous this situation is. Reporting live on the west side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. Now, just hours before this, a separate shooting left another man dead and another San Antonio police officer injured. This incident sparked an hours-long closure of I-10 and South New Braunfels Avenue on the southeast side. The Bexar County District Attorney tells us police were trying to arrest a man named Michael Kirkland. Multiple sources tell KSAT 12 that the person you're about to see is him. This is the only Michael Kirkland that's in the Bexar County system. We've asked the district attorney's office and San Antonio police to confirm if the man you see on your screen is the suspect, but we haven't heard back. SAPD does tell us its street crimes unit was looking for a suspect with a, quote, violent history, wanted on multiple felony warrants. So earlier yesterday, officers found that person driving on 10 near the South New Braunfels exit. Police say that's when the man saw officers and crashed into an SAPD patrol car. Moments later, the suspect got out of the vehicle and opened fire on police officers, hitting one of them while attempting to carjack another driver. A police officer returned fire, hitting and killing the suspect.
This morning, suspects are still on the run, and one man is fighting for his life after a shooting on the city's southeast side. It happened around 6:30 yesterday at a home on Bob Billis Street near I-37 and Pecan Valley Drive. That's where San Antonio police say two people got out of an SUV and started shooting at the house, hitting a man in his 60s. He's in the hospital in critical condition, and while police don't know exactly what led up to that shooting, officers do not think the man who was hit was the intended target.
Meanwhile, the man accused of shooting 3 San Antonio police officers just last week has been ordered to stay in jail without bond. Jesse Garcia's bail in 4 unrelated cases was revoked during a hearing in district court. Garcia is accused of shooting officers who were trying to take him into custody on outstanding warrants last Thursday here in San Antonio. 2 of the 3 officers were badly wounded. This morning, they're out of the hospital and continue to recover from their injuries. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office has unveiled a new policy aimed at protecting people in Bexar County from fentanyl. It involves training for deputies and a new protocol for the way they investigate fentanyl-related deaths. The policy outlines how deputies should handle people who have been exposed or taken this synthetic opioid. Bexar County Patrol deputies and those working in the jail are now trained to administer Narcan in those situations. Sheriff Salazar told KSAT that the goal is to keep the drug off the streets and save lives.
Though they may have knowingly ingested the drug, they may have thought they were ingesting something else. We don't have the luxury of calling for EMS and waiting. We have a suspected fentanyl poisoning. We need to get in there.
Now, a mother we talked to lost her 28-year-old son from fentanyl poisoning last year. She hopes this new policy also inspires parents to talk to their kids about fentanyl.
The kids still don't understand that there's fentanyl in everything. I think a policy to keep everybody safe is a good idea.
There are many details in the sheriff's new fentanyl policy, so we included the entire document on our website, along with part of our conversation with Sheriff Javier Salazar. You can get there by scanning the QR code on your screen right now. And while you're there, check out all the information we have on fentanyl, understanding the drug, how it affects people, and where to get help if you suspect someone is addicted.
A neighborhood in Live Oak has been grappling with a major water crisis as a busted water pipe remains unrepaired for the 5th straight day. Neighbors say they have been getting the runaround on who's truly responsible for the repairs. Betty Stewart says she and other neighbors have tried calling the city of Live Oak numerous times. However, thousands of gallons of water have been lost, and now people are concerned about the safety of the children who live and play in this area.
They sit in their truck. I saw them yesterday too when I was leaving. They came right here, they just sat there and just drive off. I was in the corner. Thought they were gonna do something about it. No, still there. Still a big old hole with a big old mess. If something happens to the kids, that'll be the next scene that you would be coming to and checking on that too. You know, so yeah, it needs to be done. Somebody needs to do it.
And our KSAT crews went to the city of Live Oak Public Works and were told streets south of Topper Wine in Live Oak are under SAWS jurisdiction. So SAWS tells us that crews will start repairs soon.
They've had their hands full this summer, no doubt about that. Well, looking ahead, if you have business to take care of at the DMV, you might want to do it today because you won't be able to tomorrow. We're told that all Texas driver's license offices and customer service centers will be closed statewide tomorrow. This is due to a system update over the long Labor Day weekend. Offices and phone lines are set to reopen coming up next Tuesday.
Time now 6:40, and we're at 77 degrees for now.
Just ahead on GMSA, a lot of new laws become official here in Texas tomorrow, and one is looking to handle discrimination against hair in Texas schools. We'll explain the Crown Act when we come back.
Welcome back at 6:43. Looking ahead, many legislative bills officially become Texas state law this Friday. One of those bills is House Bill 567, known as the Creating a Respectful Open World for Natural Hair Act, or the Crown Act. The law will now prohibit colleges, universities, school districts, and employers from discriminating against any protected hairstyle as part of a dress code.
For Black people, it's definitely a spiritual journey. Our hair is our strength. We're sun people. We get our energy from the sun. And when I'm talking to my clients, I'm giving them energy. Their hair is giving me energy. And it's a bond.
Now, 23 other states have also passed the Crown Act since California did in 2019. Now, more than 700 new laws are going into effect tomorrow, and you can read more about each one by heading over to our website at ksat.com.
Other news this morning, a Travis County judge has blocked a new state law that critics argue severely restricts what issues cities can tackle on their own. That ruling agrees with local city leaders and others around the state, saying it's, quote, unconstitutional. House Bill 2127, or as opponents call it, the Death Star bill, was supposed to take effect tomorrow. Last month, San Antonio, Houston, and El Paso all joined in a lawsuit against the state. Suit claims the bill conflicts with part of the state constitution that allows cities to establish their own laws. Mayor Ron Nierenberg, who you just saw in that video, says San Antonio was not planning on making any changes to city laws while this was being challenged.
There was such a lack of clarity and such a strong conviction on our part that this is unconstitutional and that it was simply a political power grab by its authors, that we are preparing and have been preparing to move forward as is.
The state of Texas is expected to appeal the ruling.
And it looks like big problems at Highway 90 at Nogalitos. Let's check back with Stephen Cavazos.
Yeah, it looks like this is a stall that's being reported here in the along the eastbound lanes of 90 near Nogalitos as we get a wider look at TransGuide. Now, that image is blocked by some of the overhead signs that you see out there, but traffic is slowing down, and it's a very busy time for a lot of folks out there, and it is a very busy area. US 90, a lot of folks are making their way into the Alamo City, which is why we had that huge stretch of orange out there. So just make sure to watch out if your commute takes you through here. Move over or slow down, and make sure to watch out for a TxDOT Hero truck who may be out there working to help that driver out. And further back along US 90, just before State Highway 211, we still have that slowdown, and you can see, or just after State Highway 211, pardon me, just before Loop 1604. Traffic moving at just 14 miles per hour. Very slow start here along US 90. You can see that stretch has even gone past 1604, so I'll get that updated. Crash also looks like it may have popped up off of I-10 somewhere near Leon Valley. We'll take a closer look at that, find out how that could impact your drive time. But another light show out here at 90 at Nogalitos. And Justin, you mentioned this earlier. It always seems like something does happen out there along this particular stretch of highway.
Feels like it's been more frequent the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Well, the biggest district just went back. Not that it's that fault, their fault for going back to school, but now all the districts are back.
Yeah, you're right. And roads, we had maybe a cool summer out on the roads, but with school back in session, it's going to be a little bit of a busier time.
Yes, it will.
Yeah. We know that as you head off to school this morning, it doesn't feel so bad, but by the afternoon, like it has since the start of the school year, it is going to be very hot this afternoon. 78 right now. Northeasterly wind at about 3 miles per hour. Humidity is actually pretty low, but the temperatures are having a hard time falling this morning. And we'll see those numbers maybe get a degree cooler before it's all said and done, but then it warms up. And the dew points are fairly low this morning, and they'll be even lower this afternoon. It's going to be very similar to yesterday, where you'll notice that lower humidity, especially during the evening hours. So the mornings and the evenings are great. It's just the in-between that is the problem with those high temperatures. Expected to be around 102 today. 101 Castroville, 101 Somerset, 103 in Floresville, 101 in San Marcos. Another really hot day here in South Texas. We can't seem to shake these triple digits. And not only that, we can't seem to shake the fire threat that we have because it's so dry, because we have those high temperatures. Not a lot of wind today, but enough to where you have a high fire threat. Where you see this dark orange color, that's where the fire threat is going to be elevated. And anything that develops can spread pretty quickly. So we can't let our guard down in that regard. As we look at the whole country and we look at the rainfall potential over the next 7 days, there's just not a lot there. It looks like we're going to continue to stay dry here in South Texas, as the pattern just does not lend itself to giving us any sort of good rain chance. Unfortunately, the extended forecast stays dry. As far as the tropics are concerned, we still have Idalia, which is moving off the East Coast. It's weakening quite a bit, so still bringing some rain to North Carolina, but for the most part, a lot weaker. We have a new tropical storm, that is Jose, that has developed out in the Atlantic. Franklin's still going. It's a Category 2 storm, but this is going to weaken as it moves north. Another wave with a 30% chance of development, and yet another wave with a 70% chance of development. We'll see where this goes, but I think we have time to watch. There's nothing here that's imminently going to affect the United States, so we're good there. And it is certainly picking up. We thought it might pick up as we get a little closer to the peak of hurricane season, and it certainly has in a big way. But the next named storm would be Katia, followed by Lee and Margot and Nigel, and then Ophelia. So we'll see if we get through those names. If we get more development, it looks like we will here fairly soon. 101 Friday, 101 Saturday, 100 Sunday. It'll be a hot weekend. And then as we get into Monday for Labor Day, temperatures still in the triple digits. I'm hoping maybe by the middle part of next week, we'll be able to get those temperatures below 100 degrees with some partly cloudy skies, maybe a shower or two late next week. But for the most part, this is a pretty typical forecast, what we've seen so far this year. Records being set left and right, hottest summer, hottest months, you name it.
Yeah,
we set it this summer.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
All right, goodbye, August.
Yeah.
Goodbye, goodbye.
Agreed.
650, 76 degrees.
And let's look out there with a live cam. Hey, it's not too bad right now. I mean, still.
Could be worse.
It could be worse. It is Thursday, Thursday, Friday Eve, so tomorrow's Friday is still a great day. We'll be right back.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, it's a mess as far down south here as St. Pete Beach and Treasure Island. Look, this picnic table covered in the sand. The ocean had come up and over, put it onto Gulf Boulevard. I'm here, but we've got teams all over Idalia, up in Charleston from what happened overnight with the tidal flooding and, of course, the heavy rains, tornadoes, all of the pictures from Idalia. And I'll give you the forecast to tell you where it's moving and when we finally get rid of it. Also coming up here on GMA, reports of severe turbulence for passenger planes are on the rise. We'll tell you what's behind it and what to know ahead of the holiday weekend if you're traveling. You'll see those stories and so much more coming up right here on GMA.
Well, coming up today on GMSA at 9, local organizations are shining the light on organ donation and transplantation in communities of diverse ethnicities.
Tiffany Huertas tells us about an event that is raising awareness and honoring the heroes who donated. So tune in for that and much more today on GMSA at 9.
Right now, it's just about 5 till 7.
Let's check back with Stephen Cavazos.
Well, guys, we have had a quiet start, but now that we've entered morning rush, we can expect to see problems like this. 90 at 35. Remember, this is a stalled vehicle that was reported. We do at least have one TxDOT Hero truck out there, so that's good news to report, but it's a very busy spot, as we mentioned a little bit earlier. You can see at least one of those crew members out there that has placed the cones south of what appears to be the shoulder lane. So let's hope everyone's doing okay and that driver can receive the assistance that they need, because we're starting to see that backup along the eastbound lanes of 90 if you're heading into town. So be on the lookout there, and don't forget, slow down still remain over here just after Loop 1604. That big stretch, traffic is barely moving through that area. Justin, our morning started off pretty quiet, but we can expect to see a lot more folks out there, and hopefully we won't see as many problems.
Hopefully. Yeah, hopefully so. Hopefully so. And temperatures trying to drop a little bit. We're in the mid 70s. Not as cool as yesterday morning, but still nice nonetheless with the lower humidity. 102 today, 101 Friday and Saturday, Sunday 100, Labor Day around 100. We're still very much in this stagnant summer pattern. But as I said earlier, we will start to get some fronts, hopefully by late September, if not October, and then we'll start to get some changes around here. So we're almost there. We've almost made it through.
It's this time of year we always ask if Mother Nature actually owns a calendar. We could use a little help around here if possible.
Please.
For real. Just a morning like in the 60s. I'd take that at this
That would be a good start, and that's usually where it starts, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That would be wonderful. Can't wait. You guys have a great day.
Yeah.